Live from beautiful Coors Field here in Denver, Colorado. Tuesday baseball on the show. It's the Miami Marlins going up against the Colorado Rockies. John Shambi, Chris Singleton with you. Big storyline coming into this one is the tough stretch for one of their key players. He just can't seem to get it going at the plate recently, Chris.
Well, I think it's time to switch it up, Boog. He's due for a major breakout, and hopefully he can shake it off and get back to his old self today.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And today on the hill, Tomoyuki Sagano. And Singy, we were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots.
I've just been so impressed with when it seems like there's more pressure, he's more calm and settles in. He's done an incredible job with runners in scoring position. Most guys, they get a little tight, they start to aim the baseball, but for some reason, he gets looser, the ball comes out of his hand with more life, and he's able to wiggle off the hook of tough situations and get his team back in the dugout.
Xavier Edwards leading things off and takes a strike. Bunting for a hit. Slings to first. Out on a bang-bang play, but he made it close. And time now for the Marlins lineup. Not a team that usually sees a lot of pitches or works a ton of walks, Chris. They take a more aggressive approach than some of the other teams in the league.
They've got some free swingers, don't they? It's a great approach with pitches over the plate, but when the pitcher expands the zone, it just doesn't work. They need to draw more walks to get runners on base.
Swing and a miss, strike one. Stowers launched a homer in his most recent game. That one at the knees for a strike. Just settling in here at Coors Field.
Ball one.
And now it's 1-2. Inside, almost got him.
All right, Rockies, you got it.
Line drive.
Foul ball.
And foul ball. Towards first, and he takes it himself for the out.
Batting third baseman Connor Norby.
Two down, bases empty. Connor Norby, the next up for the Marlins.
He's got pop, which is a little sneaky because he's so comfortable with taking his base hits to the opposite field, but he can jump you if you make a mistake.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Tosses to first. That's out number 3. The Rockies coming up. We've got no score. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. We go to the bottom of the first. And on the hill in this one, Yuri Perez. And Chris, pitching on the road has not been particularly kind to him.
Yeah, and you don't want to be too quick to say that he can't pitch on the road. Sometimes, it's just a matter of luck. It's not having a feel. Difference between the bullpen mound to the mound out there on the playing field. Don't know what it is, but I know this. He's got good enough stuff to overcome and get it done on the road as well as at home. So we'll see what he's able to do in this one.
0-1. And a swing and a miss there. Perez in his second season, 22 years old, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. Got him. One down.
Batting second.
Time to check out the Rockies lineup. One guy swinging a hot bat recently, Hunter Goodman.
And Boog, he's their team leader in home runs, so you know the pitchers on that other side, man, they took a lot of time preparing for him in that pregame meeting. You know, he's got a lot of pop, and it's real pop. It's not fluky at all. He can absolutely change the outlook of a game very quickly, so watch out when he steps in.
The 0-1. That's to third, and that chance handled. Slings to first in time.
Batting third, right fielder, Mickey Moniak.
Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they are creeping into my mind right now.
2 down, nobody on.
No, inside.
Hammered down the right side, but foul. The 1-2. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Play made, that ends the inning. Rockies are down quietly, scoreless after 1.
Leading off for the Marlins, catcher, Heriberto Hernandez.
On the inside corner for a strike.
First pitch strike right there for him. He's going to have to do that consistently if he's going to give any length to his skipper.
Edge his zone for a strike, and the count is 0-2. Eric Summersgill with home plate duty in this one. Kind of known for being generous with the corners, Chris.
You know, I think that used to be a lot bigger deal in past eras where pitchers were working more in and out with their pitches. But, yeah, we'll see if those corners come into play in this one. Hey,
nope.
No pitcher's going to argue at all.
Here's a 1-2. Fights it off. He'll see another. That's off the mark, and that's ball 3.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. And there's ball 4. And that's their first base runner of the game.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
Ball, that's out.
No score here in the second.
Well, the hitter shows the pitcher that he's willing to go after that pitch down in the zone. So perhaps he'll come back to it, still try to get that ground ball double play.
Here's a 1-1. In the air to left center. And there's one down.
Batting sixth, shortstop, Otto Lopez.
One out man at first. And now for the Marlins, Otto Lopez. One of the stars in the win yesterday as he had 3 hits. Now a quick throw to first.
He's
and
safe.
he's back in on a dive. On the ground, right side. To Tovar. What a double play that was. Inning over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. No score.
Leading off for the Rockies, first baseman, Edward Julian.
And that's outside.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
Hey!
Julian wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge. And the strike is overturned after review. So they still got both their challenges. Right through there for a strike.
Throughout history, the fastball down has been the most successful pitch. Guys can handle a little bit better these days, but they, of course, still prefer something belt high.
That one misses.
Ball 4. Take
So
your base.
lead-off walk.
Batting fifth,
And that's
center
how they
fielder,
get their first base runner of the game.
McCarthy.
That pitch gets the corner. Strike one. Fouled off. He was late.
Some real good life going through the zone on that one. I don't like to say he wasted a pitch. I think that was a purpose pitch. Change the eye level, have him look up. Now go back exactly where you want to go.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Julian gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Oh, right to the backstop. And now a man into scoring position. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Man at second. This to center field. Marcy makes his way towards it, pulls it down, and he makes the catch. One away.
Nothing instills more confidence in a team than a center fielder who makes a great play like that on the run. They can feed off the energy he brings just from his playmaking abilities.
Here's Tyler Freeman to hit.
Not getting the results he's wanted at the plate recently. Just one hit in his last 5 games.
Hey!
Well, the offense really struggled last night. I mean, it was awful. So I think picking up a run right here, that's going to get him going a little bit.
And a big swing and a miss.
Ball 1.
A
a
changeup
ball.
missing. Ball 2. The Rockies looking to strike first here in the second game of the series. Into center. That's a base hit. Headed for the plate. Here's the throw. Safe at the plate, and the run scores all the way from second. On the board first, it's 1-0.
He went up there and got it. With 2 strikes, I'm not going to leave this in the umpire's hands. I'm going to be aggressive. It was in a location where you could get those arms extended that he loves to do. So nice job right there, coming back in that at bat.
Ball 1.
The 1-0.
One way to make a guy real uncomfortable at the plate is pound him inside with good velocity. They're doing that right here.
Man at first, 1 away. Swing and a miss. That one at 99. 1-2. Pulls the string with the changeup, struck him out.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of his zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
Jordan Beck digging in for the Rockies.
Really bringing some thump at the plate lately. 4 round trippers in the last 5 games.
That's a ball.
The 1-0. He swings and fouls one off. Quick toss to first.
Safe.
Freeman back on a dive. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Blew it by him at 99.
Bringing the cheese on that one.
And he hits a ground
No,
ball
that's a
right
foul
side,
ball.
and it goes just foul. Here's a 1-2.
Ball.
And there's
Ball,
a ball.
that's off the plate.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
And ball
Ball
4,
4.
2 aboard.
First base.
Not what he wanted to do right there, Boo. That keeps this inning alive, puts a runner into scoring position, and a chance for this offense to add on to their lead.
Misses
Outside, that's a ball.
Ball 1.
If you're going to be a championship type of ball club, you've got to hit with runners in scoring position. And after last night's struggles, I'm sure this team is chomping at the bit to have this kind of opportunity here early in this game.
2 on, 2 outs. Swing, and he popped it up. Paulie gets under it. And that'll do it.
You got everything waiting for you. When you fall down, you better come back stronger. 'Cause you got everything waiting for you. Yeah, everything's waiting for you. 'Cause you got everything.
Christopher Morel getting ready to
The
hit.
designated hitter, Christopher Morel.
Hey.
Right through there for a strike.
All right, now, he may have not liked either of those first 2 pitches or agreed with the umpire's calls, but at this point, he's going to have to bear down and be ready to hit anything close to the zone.
Got him. 1 gone here.
Just beautiful placement of the splitter right there. Exactly where you want it with 2 strikes to get that swing and miss. And he's worked very hard to be able to command that pitch. It's a tough pitch to get a grip on, but he's one of the best at throwing it where he wants to.
That's a ball.
The 1-0.
Hey.
And a strike in there.
2. Ball.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. And right back to the mound. Fires to first in time. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Griffin Conine will hit next.
I'm liking what I've seen from him at the dish lately. Can make it a 5-game hitting streak with a knock in this one.
Aye.
That's 2-0.
Ball, that's
and
down.
that's ball 1. Now fly ball to right center. Moniak under it. And that is that. Miami down in order. They still trail 1-0.
Leading off for the Rockies, the shortstop, Ezekiel Tovar.
Going an 0-0 count. Not every strike is a good strike for a hitter. I like the plate discipline there.
Ball. That's ball 2.
Swing and a miss at a slider.
He has a tendency to chase out of the zone, and that slider that's down, that's one of his money pitches to get that swing and miss.
See ya! Strikes him out for the second time today.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Hey.
The 0-1. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike.
Ball 2.
Base hit, so they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
He was all over that one. That's a good sound coming off the bat, man. And as he connected out front and lifted into the outfield, that's one of those swings where you just don't even feel the ball hit the barrel. That's a pure stroke.
Moniak, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. Goodman, the base runner at first with 1 out.
Ball.
Clips the corner. That's strike 2. Moniak wants to challenge this, thought it was a ball. And they don't come much closer, but it was a ball. They'll keep both their challenges. Runner on the goal. Cut on and miss. Throw to second, out of bounds, safe.
Well, we all know this team is struggling right now, and sometimes you just got to do something different to generate some offense. A little more aggressive right there to put the pressure on the opponent. We'll see if it pays off on the scoreboard for this team.
Outside low, ball 3. One out and a runner at second here in the last half of the third. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Battling here as he fouls it away. Man at second. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts.
Now, Boog, it becomes pretty difficult as a teammate when a guy's struggling like this. You don't know if you want to go up and tell him to keep swinging it or if you want to give him his space, what exactly he needs. But right now, it's clearly a struggle for him, and you're just hoping that somehow, some way it'll click and he can get out of this as quickly as possible.
That's in there. Strike 1. Man on second, 2 down. Swung on, belted. Carrying well. See you later. They'll circle the bases, and they boost their lead. It's 3-0.
A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
So 2 down, digging in, it's the speedy outfielder Jake McCarthy. And a bunt back at the pitcher. He's safe. On with a bunt single.
This is a big part of his skill set, and he puts himself into situations where he can rely on his speed to impact the ball game. And this is just another example of it, and we'll see what else he can do now that he's on first.
Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. Now the 0-1. And that is out of play. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now, doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. But the Rocks bring in 2 on this big fly. It's now 3-0. This is Rockies baseball on the show, Colorado.
I'm a legend. They gon' try to act like we ain't had it. They can't overlook the way we made it happen.
Back to the top of the Miami order. Xavier Edwards getting ready to hit. He's 0 for 1.
Ball 1.
Base knock center field. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Everything came together for him. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
Grounds 1 to short. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. No throw. A tough play, and now there are runners at first and second. First and second, no outs. Connor Norby, the next up for the Marlins.
He's been really clutch with runners in scoring position this season, so they'll have to be extra careful in this matchup.
Sagano with some less than fantastic work on the hill lately.
Even the best pitchers of all time have had stretches where nothing was working for him on the mound. Maybe he needs to have his turn in the rotation skipped or something. Get his mind right to get back on track.
Here's a 1-1. Right through there for a strike.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
He was looking to come up with the shutdown inning and off to a shaky start. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Pretty interesting pitch sequence in that at bat. Instead of attacking with the fastball early in the count to get ahead, it was all off speed until the very last pitch to put him away. And pretty impressive to have the fastball command right when you need it. He just kind of kept it in his pocket until he wanted to blow him away.
That one is absolutely belted. Way back there. It's got a chance. Can't reach it. This should score at least one. Right past his coach, headed for the plate. Safe. Now down by 2. It's 3-1.
Well, that gets him a little closer in this one. That was a missile off the bat to the deep part of the field. And once he beat the center fielder and one-hopped the wall, he kicked it into another gear for extra bases.
So 2 in scoring position with 1 out. Jacob Marcy now at the plate. Gap shot should score at least 2. 1 runs in. Another comes in to score. Back even. It's 3-3. Throw is high and over his head. He'll make it up to third, and I'm sure that'll be an error of the outfielder.
Well, we're starting over. 2 RBIs with that swing, and this one is tied. Put a really nice balanced swing on it, and when you can rope one into the gap like that, you're thinking extra bases from the first couple of steps out of the box, and he'll feel real good about that one.
There's a strike. The 0-1, and that one fouled off.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Runner from third, in to score.
He's safe.
Not in time. Great effort, but it's an infield hit.
Big swing of the bat right there to give him the lead. That was clutch. That's one of those you classify as just too hot to handle. Hit it on the screws, and it couldn't be fielded cleanly, but you can't really blame the defense in that case.
1 down. Christopher Morel, the next up for the Marlins.
Hey!
Well, they've been able to score 4 runs off of him in this inning, and this is where you want to just max out. Get as much as you can. Give him one of those tough innings where it's going to be hard for him to recover in the next one.
Quick move to first, and he's back in safely. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
He was really trying to stay back for something off speed. That's why he was so tardy on that swing.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
For the Marlins, first baseman,
Fouled off left side.
Ball one.
Gets under it and pops it up. Tovar settles under this one. And that is that. So they move out in front after a 4-run outburst. To the bottom of inning number 4 now. It's the Marlins 4 and the Rockies 3. You're watching Rockies baseball on the Show, Colorado. Welcome back as we take a check of the current standings.
left fielder,
And the first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Some early action out there in the bullpen. Ryan Gusto getting loose out there. Gibson warming up as well. Now he turns and heads for second. The throw into second base. The tying run is on with a leadoff double.
Really nice job, a 2-strike hitting in that at bat. That was a thing of beauty. He may have been a little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in the swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left.
Gets the outside corner with that one. Swing and a miss. Chased it out of the zone. Swings and misses. Struck him out. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. So now with one away and a man at second, Willie Castro digging in for the Rockies. First time up was a pop out.
Nope.
Up the middle, Edwards. Throw to first in time.
First of all, that's just a nice job to even get to that ball, and then even more impressive was the throw. Off balance, had to try to in the air, get his shoulders turned, and make a strong throw. Does show off the strength of the arm. We're usually used to seeing that kind of arm strength from the shortstop.
Ball, that's up there.
Not giving him a pitch to hit there isn't a bad thing. He's dealing with a great first pitch hitter up there.
Singy's currently the team leader in runs batted in. The 1-1. Swings through that one for strike 2. And a 1-2. Swing and a pop-up. That one is foul, and he'll see another. Tying run in scoring position. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Swings and misses. Struck him out. Huge strikeout there. So 1 left for Colorado. Still down a run. It's 4-3.
Speed, that's the goal. I still win with my back against the rope. I can't take it now. That's
back here in Denver. We go to the top of the 5th. Well, he's been knocked around pretty good so far, but they've got him back out there at least to begin the inning.
Yeah, and you wonder just the strength and perhaps the health of that bullpen for him to go back out there. But he's taking this one for the team. Perhaps he can stabilize things and the offense can score some runs for him.
Ball 1.
One now. That one fouled off. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out at a splitter.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Xavier Edwards. And he can't make the play. Still manages a throw, and it's in time. It wasn't the smoothest play you'll see today, but they still get the out.
Left fielder, Kyle Sowers.
Let's go, Rockies! Popped up. Tovar under it. And that is that. Nothing doing for the Marlins, but they hold on to a 4-3 lead. So the Marlins go with a new arm, Ryan Gusto.
And this is an important part of this game. Tight score and still a lot of outs to get. So they're looking for a big outing out of him right here to get some critical outs.
Leading off, Hunter Goodman, 1 for 2. That one hammered, but pulled foul. The 0-1.
That's a ball.
Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike 2.
Really going after him here. All fastballs to get ahead in the count.
And a ground ball to first. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. The flip. Too
He's in
late,
there.
and the runner is safe. And the misplay costs him.
Just barely able to beat that one out. Man, he was giving it his all, getting down the line right there.
Fought off foul. And that one goes straight to the backstop. And now a man into scoring position.
You know, sometimes it takes a reliever a little time to get comfortable with the mound out there, especially when they come in trying to be nasty with every pitch they throw. Not exactly what they were looking for when they called him in, though. We'll see if he can settle down.
Man at second. Swing and a bouncer. Throws to first in time.
Up next for the Rockies, first baseman, Edouard Julien.
Edouard Julien digs in now. He's already homered in this game. One out and a runner at second. Last half of inning number 5. That one finds the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. And a foul ball. He stays alive. In the dirt. Fires to second. Almost got him. But he scrambles back safely. Fires in time.
Everyone appreciates when a shortstop makes a play like that. Your manager's smiling over there, and your teammates are loving it.
And fouled off. Man on second, 2 down.
Ball 1.
And a count 1-2. This one in the air, center field. And that will end the inning. The Rockies strand 1. They still trail it here, 4-3. Welcome back. It's been a great game, so let's take another look at the most important moment so far.
Give it a minute, but we can't keep the time.
New pitcher in the game for the Rockies, number 58.
And something to be aware of, the long ball has been a little bit of a problem for him this year.
Well, 1-run game. Here's the third baseman, Connor Norby. Ripped, but it curls foul. Swing and a foul out of play. Chris, he's their team leader when it comes to RBIs. Oh, 2 now.
Ball 1.
Catcher challenge. We'll take another look. So the call stands. That knocks them down to one challenge left. Tapped on the ground softly to short. Tovar tosses to first. Awesome play there.
Up next for the Marlins, catcher, Heriberto Hernandez.
Hey!
Come on, Rockies.
That gets the corner.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
Got him swinging.
Came after him with the fastball on 0-2, and that's a pretty good demonstration of what power pitching is all about. He's got the stuff, obviously, and right there he used it to put his opponent away without needing to waste any pitches.
Rips one to left. That's a base hit. And that keeps the inning alive.
Up next for the Marlins, shortstop,
Otto Lopez, the next up for the Marlins.
Ball in.
And the 1-0. Foul ball there. Here comes the pitch. Runner breaks for
Ball
second.
inside.
There's the ball. Throw to second.
safe.
Out of bounds. Safe.
Yeah, I like being aggressive right there with 2 outs. It's kind of a classic steal situation. You get thrown out, no big deal. That guy at the plate leads off the next inning. Now, a single to the outfield can push a run across.
Let's go!
Man at second. That
Ball
misses the
three.
zone. And the count is 3-1. Christopher Morel next to hit for the Marlins. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Take your base.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there.
next
Pretty much
for the
gifted him
Marlins,
first base with a quick
designated
free
hitter,
pass.
Christopher
Manager
Morel.
out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Number 58 won't go any further, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching for the
Victor
Rockies,
Vodnik into the game.
number
Well,
38.
walks have been a big issue for him this year, so I expect these hitters to be patient up there.
Ball.
First and second, 2 down, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Gets him to chase after that one. Hit in the air, center field. McCarthy gets there. He's under it. And that's the 3rd out. Marlins strand a pair, and it remains a 4-3 game. here at the ballpark. Let's check out the latest news from around the league.
Second baseman, Tyler.
Oh, that's low.
Signs of activity in the pen for the Marlins. Anthony Bender, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Nardi also getting ready. Up the middle. That's a base hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
Well, that was an important at-bat in this game, so great job there stepping up to the challenge. And now, let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Fastball for a strike. That's in here at the knees, and it's strike two. The 0-2. Way inside. Gets away. That's a wild pitch, and the tying run moves into scoring position. Right to the backstop. Runner steals third, though they get the out on the drop. Strike three.
Kind of muffed that strikeout pitch right there. I'm not sure if he got crossed up or tied up, but either way, good composure to recover and finish the out at first. That's a play you could easily panic on and throw into right field.
Jordan Beck will hit next. A strikeout and a walk.
Hey!
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
The Rockies with the tying run at third here in the bottom of the sixth.
Ball, that's outside.
Check swing called strike. And the count 1-2.
That's ball two.
One away with a runner at third. That one misses. And the count is filled up. Willie Castro in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Payoff pitch. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Three-two now. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Freeman in to score. It's an RBI single tie ball game. 4-4.
Huge game-tying at bat right there. Came through in a big spot to drive in the run. Just kept it simple. Played Pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down. And the struggle bus just continues for him, Boo. But, you know, all it takes is one. Just a...
Throws it away. And he's got no chance. He's out. tied at 4. And that one fouled off.
Ball. Ball 2.
That's too low. Full
Damn.
count now. In the air, right field. Konai settles under it. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. We're through 6 full. This is Rockies baseball on the show, Colorado. Back here at Coors Field. And now for the Marlins, Graham Pauley.
You know, these
Inside, ball
Marlins,
1.
digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. We've already seen 8 line drives from them, and it's always a good sign when the ball is jumping off your bat. And that's what this offense has been doing so far today.
Tied at 4. Vodnik, in his 3rd season, he features a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, a slider, and occasionally uses a cutter. On the ground to the left. Throw to first in time.
Up next for the Marlins, right fielder Griffin Konai.
Hit on the ground to short. Throw to first is in time.
Up next for the Marlins, second baseman Xavier Edwards.
So back to the top of the order. Xavier Edwards, the next up for the Marlins. 1 for 3.
Hey! Ball.
Two down, nobody on. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Got him swinging. He chased the changeup. That ends the frame. And the Marlins down quietly. Score remains tied at 4.
Now pitching for
New
Miami.
pitcher on here,
Number
Anthony
37,
Bender.
Anthony
He last
Bender.
pitched 2 days ago.
Leading off for the Rockies, the shortstop, Ezekiel Tovar.
Ball, that's out. Ball 2.
The 2-1. And a foul ball. The 2-2. Swings and misses. And he's gone for the 4th time tonight.
And there's another strikeout, and those are just continuing to pile on. His confidence level has got to be dropping. He's got to find a way to make an adjustment, Boot, get back on track. His team needs him.
Hey!
All tied up here at the bottom of the 7th. Fouled off down the right side. 0-2 now. Fights it off. He'll see another.
Well, he missed a hittable off-speed pitch right there. Not sure exactly what the timing. Sometimes you get a backup breaking ball. You're expecting it to make its move at the end. It never does, and you're tied up.
Into the outfield, base hit. It's in and out of his glove.
Oh, this has been a really nice game at the plate for him. He looks locked in. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
Go ahead run on base. Mickey Moniak digging in for the Rockies.
Ball.
If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
One away, tie game. Go ahead run stands at first.
Last two pitches have been down in the zone. Pitcher clearly trying to get that ground ball double play, but in this count, he's going to have to give in, elevate his pitches, and get back into this at bat.
Good hitters count the 2-0, and that skips in the dirt.
Well, with the amount of pitches that can end up in the dirt, a good secondary lead doesn't have to get away from the catcher, but if you're anticipating based off the trajectory, get yourself into scoring position.
And that's ball 4. And with 2 outs, the go-ahead run is at second base.
First baseman, Edward Julian.
On the ground to third, might be 2. To second for 1. On to first, double play.
Poetry in motion there as the second baseman turns the double play. Nice throw to first, and that's the way to end the inning.
Tell me what you want from me and I give it to you. You a 10, yeah, you a 10, yeah. New kids on the block like 86, yeah.
Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th, Brennan Bernardino.
And he's had a really hard time throwing strikes so far this season. His walk rate is up there among the worst in the league for relievers.
Kyle Stowers getting ready to hit.
You know, this is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. What you tell yourself is I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
That one
Whoa,
misses,
that's down.
And that's ball 1.
Well, a mistake right here could untie this ball game. If you're the pitcher out there, you just want to be a little more cautious.
Tied at 4. And that's fouled off. Got him swinging for the strikeout. And a little something extra at stake in this at-bat as he's hitless so far with his hitting streak in jeopardy. Sinker catches the zone at the knees.
Ball.
Here's a 1-2. And that one almost hit him. On the ground. A dive. He's got it. Throw to first. Roll off line. He's safe. And a nice job there to keep it from getting away.
Well, this is unfortunate because it looked like it was going to be an awesome play, something we see on the highlights tonight and tomorrow. But you have to applaud the effort on the stop. And if you don't take care of the throw, it goes from a wow moment to one you regret really quick.
Line drive, base hit. Lead runner around second. The relay to third, safe. And the go-ahead runs at third.
Now, just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there. Now a good opportunity to potentially jump ahead in this game here in the later innings.
Here's the center fielder, Jacob Marcy. Corner infielders playing in. A little out front there as he swings through it.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
The 0-1 is outside, and it's a ball and a strike. The Marlins with the go-ahead run at third, and we're at the top of the 8th. That pitch hits the inside corner. That is strike 2.
Big pitch right here. He's going to try to make a pitch that's going to produce a strikeout or a ground ball double play.
Off the mark there. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
On the ground to third. Castro. Over to Freeman. They got one. Double play. What a clean killing to end the inning. A hit and an error in the inning, but they fail to score. Home half of inning number 8 straight ahead. And we are tied 4-4. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Andrew Nardi.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
Leading off for the Rockies, center fielder, Chase McCarthy.
Pitch is in there. That's strike 1. Miami's bullpen with some action. Calvin Fauché appears to be getting loose. Slow ground ball to the right side. And that's just foul. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. That missed by a lot. 1-2 to count. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Oh, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths. It's not just the pitcher. It's other guys that have to think about it. From your infielders, have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base.
Swinging a ground ball down the line, and it's foul. Here comes the 0-1. Late with the swing there.
I don't think he was trying to miss by that much in an 0-2 count. Just tried to overthrow that pitch.
The 1-2. Swing and a ground ball off the middle. That's a base hit. So the go-ahead run is on base with a nod.
Clearly seeing the ball very well in this one. Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Next to hit, Troy Johnston. Runner takes off.
Inside.
Throws, skips past him. And they won't get him, and he goes first to third in the error.
I think a good throw to second base has a chance to catch him right there. So that's a throw he's going to want back behind the ditch. And you roll the dice when you send the runner, but oftentimes you're trying to force some action, and it worked out great for him right there.
The lefty, the 1-0. And he drops in for a strike.
Definitely a strikeout situation right here. Lots of ways for that go-ahead run to score if the ball's put in play.
And a 1-1. To the right side. Paulie takes it to the bag. 2 gone now.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Jordan Beck digging in for the Rockies.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run. And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
Late on that fastball.
Well, a come-and-get-me fastball right there. He didn't look ready for the velocity. I think it'd be a mistake to throw him anything off speed right here.
This one in the air, center field. And that is the inning.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job of getting out of the jam.
Back here in Denver, and now for the Marlins, Otto Lopez.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Four in the ninth. Out front, rip foul. The lefty ready, and a 1-1. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. That one almost got him. Tied at 4. That one missed. This to third, Castro. Rolls across the diamond. That's a very athletic play.
Up next for the Marlins, the designated hitter, Christopher Morel.
And he takes one right on the black. It's 0-1. He'll challenge, thought that was a ball. And that one did miss. And the strike is overturned. Still 2 challenges left for them. All tied up here at the top of the ninth.
Ball, that's inside.
Swing and a drive. This one is crushed. No doubt about it. And here in the late stages, they have the lead. And they've rallied from 3 back. It's 5-4.
That right there is a game changer, and it might end up being the most important swing of the game.
See, ever wonder what a 480-foot home run looks like? Well, here you go.
Just absolutely amazing, Boog. I mean, StatCast tells the whole story right there clearly, but just so impressive in real time, but even more so when you got the data to back it up. A guy knows he crushed it, but when he sees the numbers, it's like, yeah, that's exactly what it felt like.
And now the first baseman, Graham Pauley. 0 for 3 in this one.
0-1.
The 1-0. One-run game here in the top of the 9th. In there. And so now 1-2. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Chase Dolander getting ready to go. Quintana, a left-hander, also throwing. Cut on and miss, struck him out, and there's 2 away. Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Brennan Bernardino won't go any further tonight. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching.
A new pitcher in the game, Juan Mejia.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
That one close, ruled the ball. Ball 1. And another ball.
That's inside.
He's been raking in recent games, and a big reason why, getting ahead in counts. He's been able to do that consistently, and you see the results.
A little bit
Ball
low.
3.
3 balls, no strikes.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
2 down, nobody on. That's in there. 3 balls and a strike. That's a strike across the top of the zone. Konai thought that one missed, and here comes a challenge. So the call will stand. 1 challenge remaining for them now. Payoff pitch. Ground ball right side. It squirts through. So now back to the top of the order.
Up next for the Marlins. Second base.
Xavier Edwards gets a chance to hit here.
Ball 1.
The 1-0. That one is absolutely belted. And it stays fair. Rounds third, headed for the plate. The relay throw. Tag, not in time. He scores. It's 6-4.
Drove that ball nicely, put a great swing on it, and it jumped off his bat. Kind of put it all together there, and he's rewarded with the double.
He gets the intentional walk here, and now will force at any base with 2 gone. Stepping in, Connor Norton. And this is very likely the last chance he gets to keep his hitting streak alive.
Great spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
2 on, 2 outs. Close, but called a ball. And it's 3-0.
It's getting squeezed a little bit here late.
Here's a 3-0. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Good job to fight that one off. And with 2 outs and the count full, the runners will be on the move. Ground ball up the middle. Dives, and he can't hang on. He decides to hold on to it, and everyone's safe. The bases are loaded.
Well, he keeps the hitting streak going with that 9th inning knock right there. Coming through under pressure, and not the ideal way to get the job done, Boog, but it works.
You know, only once during DiMaggio's famous hitting streak did he wait till the 9th inning to extend it. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and the best thing to do is get that thing out of the way early. No doubt about it. You can move on with the game. Otherwise, you start gripping the bat a little tighter as the game progresses towards the end.
Chase Stolander takes over on the mound.
Well, no margin for error in terms of throwing strikes with the bases loaded. Just has to execute one pitch at a time to try to get out of this. Kind of goes without saying, but stranding these 2 runners in scoring position right here, it feels like it's a must if they stand a chance to win this game.
Base hit, 1 run is in. Ball comes in, runner stops at third, bases still loaded with 2 out. Well, he delivers in a huge spot right there.
Well, he's so dialed in, I don't think he even realizes how much pressure exists out there. Very easy swing, nice and relaxed. This is the type of approach you want to see guys take in this situation.
Now a chance for Jacob Morrissey. So they're all loaded up. Up the middle, base hit, 1 run is in. Another comes in to score. It's now 9-4.
Gets the job done as he brings home a pair. Pitch was on the outside, didn't go the other way with it, but still a nice job of using the big part of the field to find a hole. No way he hits it that well if he hooks around the baseball there.
First and second, 2 outs. Otto Lopez now at the plate. Hernandez on second. Marcy at first, 2 out of the inning. That finds the mark on the inside corner.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
And the 0-2.
Tough take right there. He swings at that more often than not.
2 aboard, 2 outs. Pulled out on strikes. Ends the inning after they racked up a bunch of runs. All in all, 10 come to the plate. They bat around at 5 score. And 9-1-2 scheduled to lead off the bottom of the ninth. The Marlins lead it 9-4. You're watching Rockies baseball on the show, Colorado. Back now as they hand the ball to a fresh arm to start the bottom of the ninth. Cade Gibson.
Well, walks have certainly been an issue for him this season, so we'll see what kind of command he has.
Willie Castro.
Close one, doesn't get the call. Ball 1. Looked like a strike to me, and here comes the challenge. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep their remaining challenge. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Had him out front for strike 3.
I mean, there aren't many curveballs in the sport today that break like that thing does. Huge movement. It's so difficult to get on the same plane and even think about squaring it up, let alone get a piece and hope he throws something else to keep the at-bat alive.
On the ground to third, Norby. Slings to first in time.
Up next for the Rockies, catcher Hunter.
So they're down to their final out. Next to hit for the Rockies, Hunter Goodman. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Swing and a miss. 0-1. They're down to their final strike. The Fish leading by 5 here in the last half of inning number 9. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. Oh, right to the backstop. And now a man into scoring position.
Heads up base running right there.
Man on second, 2 down. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. It's offline. The run comes in. It's 9-5.
Comes through with the RBI. Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a whole lot of time for the defenders to react and try to make a play when it's ripped like that.
So in now for Colorado, Edouard Julien. He's already homered here in this one. Hammered down the right side, but foul. One run across to the frame so far. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. That's smashed towards center. And that's a base hit. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs. Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Cade Gibson out of the game, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this. So the closer summoned from the bullpen, Pete Fairbanks.
Save opportunity for him right here, and he's their guy. Time to lock this one down and get out of here with the W.
Here, bottom 9, and the home team trying to rally to at least tie it up. 2 balls, no strikes, the count. Swing and a miss. There's the changeup.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Moniak over at second. Julian on at first with 2 down. Out to short. Lopez. Ball game.
But with this 6th win in a row, all of a sudden, you start to look around up and down the lineup, to your left, to your right as a player, and you say, you know what, we're good. We may have had some tough times earlier on, but this is a good team, and you start to expect this kind of play out of yourselves. We'll see if this translates into a longer winning streak than it is right now.
Our final score here, 9-5. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
I'm in Bottega Veneta, waffling a stitch on a sweater, parakeet queen on the lettuce. I don't be rocking no butters, if you see me booty, this missing Margiela. Double R Kim with umbrella, they tryna rain on my parade from the cellar. Only do beef on the farmer and yoga, the special like kind of vendettas. I'm doing numbers like stars at the Mecca, he sent me